guys and girls.
Hello, welcome to Ms.Nhi Podcast. Ms.Nhi
Not
Podcast
spice
is
and
where
nice.
I believe everybody have something to share and we all can learn from anyone and everyone. And today my special guest is Denise. Denise is my very good friend and also my co-host as Spy and Nice. Okay, if you guys want to have fun with us in our own channel, please click in the description below and welcome to our guest today, Denise. Hello.
Hello. I feel like I'm on Spice and Nice, but I'm not. I'm on a Ms.Nhi Podcast, which is a much more serious affair. So I shall try to
Yes.
be serious. Try to be
We-
serious. Is it working?
I want to be serious every time I talk to her, but it's so tough for us to be serious because how I know Dennis is very interesting that we go together with each other a lot of courses and we always bump into each other. Never really talk to each other, but then I always love how the way she on the stage and be MC and host, and she make me like learn a lot about authenticity. That I love her in public and I love her even like without the public. She is the same person, and that's one thing that I want to bring her to my channel today because I want to ask a secret from a successful MC and host. How can she do that and how she managed to do that? Even she humbly say, "No, I'm not that success, but yeah, you my idol. So with me, you are success, and I love it." So let's share with our audience a little bit about yourself.
Okay, hi, I'm Denise. I'm not really sure about the successful MC part, simply because maybe my definition of successful means I'm earning a living from it, but apparently I'm not. I have a day job, which is my 9 to 5 office job, which is the usual, which is quite boring, so I'm not going to talk about it. And then what I do in my time on the side is I host talk shows. I have two. One is with Anne, Spice and Nice. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Okay, Spice and Nice. And the other one is Ouch My Money with a bunch of other finance. I would say they are finance experts lah.
Mm,
Definitely way
yeah.
better than me. But that one is called Ouch My Money. So that was like, share, subscribe. And then after that, I do some hosting on the side as well. As I hosted a show just last Sunday for they're my friends actually, but it's for this company called Peak Resonance. So anyway, I hosted their online virtual party, and I also do all the hosting for the virtual events in my day job, which is of course I am not paid for. I hope my boss is not listening to this, but I'm not paid for it actually. But I do host all the virtual shows that my company, not my company, but the company that I work at is doing.
Yes,
So
for me, but friendly. I mean, Dennis is very humble, but for me, it's successful because I like the confidence from you. And at the moment you have one fan like me, it's still considered success. Like
I have two
I like
fans
the charm
actually.
and I like the charm and the authenticity that you have on stage. It's not easy to
Thank
find
you.
in a lot of
And
MC, to be honest. And I think nowadays we just talk about like MC as a professional job, and the host is like you get paid to do it, but the quality of the work with me is way more important, and also the value that we bring to our audience.
yeah, I agree.
That's why I calling you success for me, because I love the value every time you bring for every show that you've been hosting, even the show that we've been host together, and of course more to come together in that show together. So let's ask a little bit about Dennis, that one thing that usually people assume about you that is not true.
Oh, I love this. People usually assume that I am a high maintenance Starbucks coffee bean cafe kind of girl. But actually,
Oh,
I am
really?
the yeah, they do. But actually, I am the coffee shop kopi si kosong kind of girl. Yeah, it's true. So it's
Really?
I have a funny story to tell. So basically, one of when I first joined my current one of the companies that I used to work for,
Mm.
I sometimes eat my own lunch lah. So one of my colleagues was asking the other colleagues like, "Hey, I'm going to this coffee shop. Do you all want to tapao like coffee? Like for those who are eating lunch in the office lah, you want me to tapao coffee or fruit juice or anything?" Then after that, she asked. Then she never asked me. Then after a while, like, "Hey, how come you never ask me? Selfish are you?" Then she, "Huh? You got drink one meh? We always think you drink the Starbucks from downstairs." Then I'm like, no leh. I like kopi C kosong. Can I have kopi C kosong? So
Wow.
I guess that's the image that I have. Yeah.
This one I have to admit, because I think when you come to my house and I invite you my food, even sometimes I feel like did she will eat my food, like home cook and some stuff. And up to now, I know she don't care anymore. And every time she come, you want food? I cook already. So I don't even bother feel like polite to talk about like. So yeah, she really down on earth kind of girl that
Yeah,
I love
I
to be
mean like
hang
it's
around.
food. I cannot resist good food. So
Yes, I know.
I need to sew my mouth shut.
What
So
to
that I
do?
stop eating.
My cooking skill is there. So
Yeah,
wait, today is all
it's so
about our guest.
nice.
Nothing about me. Nothing about me today. No, today is about my guest, and it's like because we're hosting together with a fun show. So when we
Mm.
meet each other and we know this is like a little bit more serious, it's hard for us to be serious. But yeah, anyway, let's just be fun, because all about the job is about fun, right? We make
It's all
people feel
yeah, it's all
fun.
about the guest ma. Your guest is fun, so
Yes,
you can
true.
have fun.
Agree.
But we're not
So
we're not serious doesn't mean we're not talking about serious things.
agree. This also I agree. Like we did serious in our life, but we want to find a fun thing to make life less stressful. Right? Everyday stress is like no end. So who are the three person in your life that have been influence you and why?
3 person. Person number one. Okay, actually, to be honest, to the audience, right? And oh no, you're Ni here. Ni actually does send her audience the questions, and she sent me this. But to keep it as I think real as possible, I didn't really think very much about the answers that I would give her. So this is really
Mm,
off the top of my head. The very first person I think that introduced me, that influenced me, right? I would think the first one is my mom. She
mm,
actually influenced me a lot in terms of how she takes care of the family. I mean, there are parts of her that I really really like, and how should I put it? She is somebody whom I look up to, but at the same time, I know there are certain things about her and the way she lives her life that I will not leave mine. So, for example, because my
mm,
mom, to give a bit of context, my mom is a 24/7 housemaker.
mm.
So last time we were in school and all that, right? She's the one that will make breakfast, lunch, dinner. There will be soup. It's really
Wow.
24. Yeah, it's really 24/7 on the family. 24/7. Everything she thinks of, everything she does is for the family, whether it's for the husband or for the 2 kids, which is me and my sister lah.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, it's always a plus minus, right? So
Yes.
I'm very grateful that I was taken such good care of by her. We were all taken very good care of by her. But after that, when both kids grew up, which is my sister and I, we grew up, we married, and we started to have our own lives outside. I saw how difficult it was for her because suddenly her purpose in life was gone. You
Yeah.
get what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, so previously her purpose in life was simply to take care of her family, make sure they're all well provided for. Like she like the 3 meals, and then she makes sure house is clean, and then whatever we need like laundry, whatever, is all done by her. And so when we left, right, I could tell that it left her without purpose, or because now she's like, huh? Then now what happened to me? You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
they don't
What should
need
what
me
should I do
anymore.
right now? Yeah.
Yes, correct. And
Like
it
the
took her some
routine that I'm
time.
used to do, now I do for who?
Correct. And and
Yeah.
and and I realized that that was what happened to her. And she took some time to recalibrate. And because uh she was taking very good care of us and all that. She obviously doesn't have much time for her friends outside. So slowly, of course, their friends also have their own family, right?
Yes.
So it took her some time to recalibrate and also to find new friends, which was a little bit tough because by then she was what 40 plus already, right? Most people will have their own friends already, ma. So so it taught me a lesson that while I do want to really, really provide for my family and take care of them, because that is something that I do find joy in. Like if I see my husband is well taken care of, I am happy. But at the same time, I also need to. It's a learning for me that I do not. I need a balance lah. I still need to be connected to the world outside. Yeah. So that is one. My mom. The most influential. I realize that the people that I look up to, right, are people that are around me. It's very seldom like Bill Gates or Warren Buffett. You know, maybe that's why I don't have wealth like Bill Gates or Warren Buffett lah. But anyway, that second person influenced me the most is my husband lah, apparently. He's with me 24/7, and you're probably tired of hearing about him by now. But he influenced me in my everyday life, basically. Like, for example, he has a very, very lame sense of humor. I'm not sure how you will feel about me disclosing this to everybody on the podcast, but who gives a shit, right? So, are we allowed to say such things on the channel? Like, who gives a
He's a lovely guy. He's a lovely
He
guy.
is, but he is very,
Yes.
very lame. So he has this lame, really lame sense of humor that unknowingly I've picked up over the years, and now I've started using it back on him. And then okay, example of how lame it is, right? This is a very classic example. Because sometimes I speak Singlish to him. I don't speak proper English. I
Yeah.
speak Singlish. Then I was like, hey, you close the door for me, Ken. Ken as a CAN, can you close the door for me? Right? So you
Yeah.
close the door for me, Ken. And then after that, he will be like, my name is not Ken, my name is Wen Kai. You know who you marry or not? My name is call me Wen Kai. Then I'm like, so he wants me to ask like, and he's listening right now, and he wants me to ask like, you close the door for me, okay, Wen Kai, like that. So I'm like, but then recently I found that I have started picking out his lame sense of humor, and I started using it back on him unknowingly. And then there was one time I forgot what we were using it for, and then he came out and then he looked at me, he gave me the look like, like, what's wrong with you? Then I'm like, aren't you happy you see your wife is learning all this lovely sense of humor from you? He was like, not really. I was like, well, you're using it, what? You're using it on me, so you should expect the same to be used on you. So yes, my husband, yeah, my daily life. Actually quite a lot of what I do, is I it's like my mom now, she thinks about family. So a lot of the times what I do think about him, like how will it affect him? I'm sure like for you and Ava, like that, how would you
Yeah.
affect? Yeah, so
Yeah. The
something
decision
similar.
we make will affect our loved one.
Mm,
Mm.
yeah, sometimes something small like I was out with my friends sometime back and we were having some iced hot chocolate drink after
Mm.
the dinner, and I know that he loves hot chocolate, especially those very good hot chocolate that you find at Italian
Yep.
bistros. And I was like, oh, the first thing I thought when I saw the hot chocolate was like, oh, I can buy one and bring back home for Wen Kai because he loves hot chocolate a lot. Then my friend was like, oh my god, you love your husband so much. I'm like, is it? But until my friend said it, right, I didn't even realize that he was occupying my thoughts so much. You know what I'm trying to say? Like somebody
Yes.
point it out, then I realized, yeah. I was like, oh, it's quite true, huh? So yes, he's quite often on my thoughts. I'm possessed by one guy, possessed by the spirit of one guy. Okay, and the last person is okay. This one is for my hosting, like, actually. Um, I lump. Okay, it's actually two people. Okay, it's actually no one person. Ellen DeGeneres. I don't know whether you know her. She is a host.
Mm.
Do you know her?
Who?
Ellen DeGeneres.
Oh yes.
The short hair girl, then her
I
face
like her
always
as
very
well.
funny. Yeah. I love the
I
way
like her
she,
way at host as well. Funny.
yes, it's very
Yes.
funny, but it's very warm, right? It's very
Yes.
funny, it's very warm, it's very real. And you can
Yeah.
tell that she is having fun also.
Yeah. And the way she make joke is like you really have to laugh. Like it's hard for you to don't laugh.
Yes. And then her face as
Yeah.
she make jokes, she's like,
Like nothing. Yeah. But that's
yeah.
how make people joke. Like you make joke and you don't laugh, and then people
Yes,
will
I
laugh
think it's
like
very
that.
funny, correct. So I really like her, and my aspiration is to be the Asian version of her.
Yes. I think you getting there. Cause yeah,
Hopefully.
you have your charm. You have a charm that
Yeah, but I need to put myself out there more lah. That's to be honest.
yeah, that's what all friends for, right? Push you to do something that you're uncomfortable. I just say about me, yeah. I really love to push my friend to do something that they don't like. I don't know why. I think that's the way of I I make my life more entertaining. But because I believe in my friend, I don't know if you guys
It's
like
always like
relate
that,
to me, but
right?
yeah, like
Yeah, like,
I see the talent in my friend that I will
but
be
they
like, oh my
themselves don't
god, can
see
you
it.
just do it? You know, like you can do more,
Yes, I
and that's
know, I know.
why I think sometimes I'm too aggressive with my friend. I know that.
No,
I
I think it's
admit.
great. I think it's
Yeah.
great. And one kind will
Yeah.
love you because he cannot really push me so much because
Yeah.
then I get upset with him and then he has to sleep in
Yeah.
the toilet. Uh, but but for you, there's not much consequences lah. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
True. It's not much consequences.
Yeah, for him, if he push me too much, I'm angry. Then he has to sleep in the toilet, the living room, or
Yeah.
whatever. So
Toilet and don't have boom boom for for quite a while. And that's the tough one, you know.
no fun for you.
No fun, you know.
Yeah,
It's
lor. So
um I think it's a tough question, and I admit. But even when you go through, like you choose who you be influenced, I even ask that question in my head, like, oh my god, if ask me that question, I also cannot pick right now, to be honest, because I
yeah, we
really
should do
don't know
one
who I'm.
interview. We should do one where we interview you.
Yeah, that's a
It'd be quite fun actually.
yeah. You should ask me back the same thing like I
Yeah,
asked
yeah,
you. Right?
yeah,
That's a good
yeah,
one.
yeah.
Oh no,
It'd be
now I
quite
have to
fun
prepare
actually.
it.
It'd be quite
It's a
fun.
so because I know you say your husband is similar with your mom in terms of like character or routine and so on. So it's like for moving from stay with your mom and go out and stay with one guy. I think it's also like a similar that you love the routine and you manage someone have routine and structure and they support you and fun and love like you say. And let's talk about how much support he gives to you for you to start the career of this, because I know I meet Danny's husband, and I know he's amazing partner that support her all the way with this hosting career, right? So how was that for you when you have a very very supportive husband on this, and how was that started? Actually, I'm more curious about how was that started for him to supporting you on this or realize this is what you're supposed to be.
I think nobody realized that this was what I am supposed to be
Mm,
until one of the courses that we attended at
yes.
at Douglas's place. Douglas is one of our mentors, right? And it was during one of his courses. That was before you met me actually. Um, okay, so during one of his courses, one of what the things that he did was to get us to visualize
Yes.
what it would be like when we were successful in our dreams, right?
Yes.
So I don't think you were in my batch for that. But what happened during that to lock in the visualization and make it more real? What he did
Mm,
was that we would take turns being the interviewer and the interviewee. So if let's say I'm being interviewed, it's at the point where we have become successful, where we have achieved the dream that we wanted, that we have already declared.
yeah.
Okay, so the dream that I declared was to be the Asian Ellen DeGeneres, right? And what happened
Oh.
was, yes, and what happened, and that was when it kind of like crystallized. But I wasn't actually no. What did I want to do? I don't think it was Asian Ellen DeGeneres. It was something else. But I was in being interviewed, right? I was talking about my success. I don't even remember much about being interviewed. Like what was the what was I talking about? What was the whole
Mm,
process like? But then after that, I picked one and I became the interviewer, and I had so much fun as an interviewer. I
Yes.
had so much fun, and then I was interviewed. I remember there was this guy called Perry Lai, and I had so much fun, and he had so much, and all the audience who were our other classmates, right? They were sitting down there. They all had so much fun also. They were like, "Oh my god, Denise is so funny!" I was like, it just came naturally to me, And I was like, "Oh, is this what I'm supposed to do?" I was like, "Oh my god, yeah!" You know what I mean? Like the moment
Yes, yes.
you realize it, I'm like, like shook. I was shook, and then after that, that was how it started, lor. And then, Douglas, they all wanted to run a series of interviews for ex-money, and that was when you met me, I think, right?
Yes. Yes.
That's
And
how it
that's how
happened.
one guy start supporting.
Yeah, he started. Okay, so his very first support started when he would go with me to all the shows
Yes, I
at
know.
Douglas.
That's what I was so
Yeah,
like. I like, oh my god, this is amazing supporting husband ever I will see in my
yeah,
life.
and then
Like
he
he
will
just
help with the
behind
techno.
carry her pouch for her to shine. I'm like, oh my god, so
Yeah,
cute.
and he would help with like the lighting and the camera settings and
Yes.
what's that called? Like all the whatever streaming things. He would help with that, and I think it didn't. So that was how his journey first began. And then to be honest, the Surface Pro I'm using right now is also bought by him as a
Oh,
present. The camera is also bought by him. I'm using right now the camera is also bought by
yes.
him as a present. The mic also he bought for me. So the apparatus that I'm using for my streaming is all bought by him.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow.
But not at the
See,
same time. Yeah.
when you have a good supporter and also your partner, this is what you can be, shy and blooming and happy in the
Yeah.
face.
Become rounder and rounder. Happy and happier. That's what people say, right? They say people who are happily in love, they become rounder and rounder, which is a not so wonderful side effect. But I have actually, it's also very interesting because I didn't know how clearly I had already visualized who I
Mm.
wanted for my life partner
Yeah.
until Wen Kai came along, and I realized that, I've always wanted somebody who is a bit quieter, as in a bit. I would say it's more manly lah. I don't like guys who are very boyish, who always like to take selfie, who is more vain than me, like to put the eyeliner. There are guys like that,
Yes,
right?
yes,
I don't.
yes.
I'm
The
not into
Korean
those kind
spy.
of. I don't like those kind of. I call them
Yeah.
boys. I don't really don't like.
I also
And
don't think it's matched with you.
it's no
Yeah,
match, no match. Can you imagine
no
trying to
match.
snatch my
No.
eyeliner? I will slap the shit out of him.
One
Go
guy,
and buy
one
your
guy
own
is
eyeliner.
way more manly. What are you
Yeah,
talking?
he
He's
is.
way more manly.
He is. He is. So
Super
so
gentleman. My
yeah,
God, you guys. She won't
he
let the
is.
guy leave. Yeah, you cannot have anymore. It's already taken. He
Yeah,
already
he's
taken.
yes, and he's very supportive, and he's financially literate lah, which is the opposite of me. So
Yeah.
so I didn't know how clearly I had envisioned what I wanted my life partner to be like until he came along. I was like, oh, I didn't know how clear it was all in my heart and my head. And I was very, very clear that I wouldn't marry anybody until somebody that is like that came along. And this thing was buried so deeply that I didn't even notice until he came along. I was like, actually it's true. He actually ticks all the boxes that I wanted.
Wow.
It's very
I think
weird.
this is a very powerful message for girls because
Manifestation.
yeah, the visualize just now you did mention. I believe in that as well because when I think you remember some classes that you become a supporter and I have the same visualize. Like I always talk about I want to help Vietnamese community. Always talk about I want to help Vietnamese women, and that's gonna be my dream. And yeah, today I really made it. And I was like, wow, this is so powerful. Like what you imagination and you
It's
just do it and you
everything.
don't even realize like, oh my god, I feel that's so
Yes,
familiar.
I
Like
know.
why do I feel it's so real? Now you
I
make me more
know.
courage to make sure that the list of what I want from a man have to be more clear.
But then realize it's very interesting. That's how life is. The moment you are very, very clear about what you want,
Yes.
then you can get it. It's like you are very, very clear about your vision for helping Vietnamese
Yes.
women. I am very, very clear about the kind of husband that I want, but I was
Yes.
not very, very clear about the kind of host I want to be. So that's
Mm.
the reason why, it's life. Life is like that, no? Like if you do not ask the universe clearly for what you want, the universe also confused by your request. You want this one or that one? You make up your mind, right?
Yes. It's like same
Yeah.
like our mentor Douglas say that you just have to have a version 1, version 2, version 3 until you figured out which one is your version, which is
Yeah.
now I fully deeply understand what he's mean, because when he teach us it's totally completely different with when we practice. Because we practice we always look at him and we're like, what are you talking about? What is version 1, 2, 3? I don't even started. I don't even know what is version 1 look like, right? And I think now
But nobody
he
knows. Nobody knows what version 1 looks like until version 1 is done, you
yeah,
see.
yeah.
Right? Until version 1
Yes.
is done, then you know what this is. Oh, this is version 1, huh? Okay.
Yes, yes. Only oh my
Okay.
god, it's so true. Only you done and
Okay.
like, this is a version 1. Like now I don't know even I have version 1 already or not. I don't even know that.
No, I'm,
But
I'm, I'm very sure you're on to version probably like 6, 8, 10 already. How
really,
many, how
I
many
don't even
channels you
realize
have?
that.
It's very simple. How many channels you have?
How many what channel I
Channels.
have?
How many channels
Oh
do you have?
yeah, 3.
Yeah, so version 1 was your first channel before you had your team.
Yes,
That was version 1. When you
yes,
first started your YouTube live on your mobile phone,
yes,
walking
correct.
in the park.
Yes,
That is
correct.
version 1. That is version
It's
1.
a crazy one. Yes,
That's version 1. Okay.
yes,
And then after that, version 2 probably was when you had your own setup at home.
yes,
Version 3 was when you started having a team.
yes. Interesting. I didn't realize that.
It's
Oh
always
my
like that.
god.
And you say already, people, Chinese have a saying, 旁观者清. It means that people who are around you are clear, can see clearly what you are doing, but you yourself don't know.
Yeah, I don't even
It's the same.
now you break it down and I was like, oh, that's a called version 1. I don't
But
even
it's
know
true,
that's
right? It's true,
yes.
right? Yeah, so it's the same. It's like when you say you push your friends to do more because you can see that they are capable of more, but they themselves cannot see. So it's the same for you, lor. We
Yeah.
are
Oh
we are always
yeah.
unclear when we are inside the situation.
Yeah. Because for me, I see you, I straight away already know like, oh my god, then this will be amazing. Like it just gives you more years, and she keep doing this every day, every week, every show. Oh my god, she will be the best in Singapore. Like no one else can beat her, and that's just how confident I am. When I meet you as a friend, to
Are
be
you
honest,
serious? Are you legit right now?
no, no, I'm very.
Are
Come
you
on,
like
you know
serious,
me by
serious?
now.
Oh my
I don't tell
god.
bullshit thing to people. Can I
I
be
know
honest
I
with you on the show? It make you feel sad,
like
but I don't
come
care
come.
anyway. I know you don't care.
Yeah, who
The
cares?
only thing, the only thing that you don't have that I want to support, that the discipline and the like consistency. That's
Yes,
it.
the one I don't have.
And I think you just need 2 of that, and that's it. Game over,
But
man.
yeah,
Singapore,
correct, consistency.
Singapore or hosting MC, game over. I'm to be honest, I won't lie on this, because I think that's the only thing that we all lack of something that our friend have, and I can see that. I like if I just need to push her backside, it's like Denise, do
Or
it.
not push, I think kick is better.
I kick it better, yeah.
Kick is better.
And the
Push
same
I
thing,
don't
you
move
you
so much.
push me at something out, like I'm not confident in my English, and actually because do show with you make me feel so much better, and you make me feel so much confident to
Really?
do this channel. Yes, I
Really?
won't
Oh
start
my
this channel
god. I
because I
didn't
do with
know.
you.
I didn't
It's just all
know.
because of you. Because of you gave me so much courage. Plus, of course, my team, that I want to teach them more in people like you. I want to bring and give them more knowledge. That is just combined together for become Ms.Nhi Podcast. Really. It's just because
Responsibility.
yeah, so that if not doing show with Denise in Spy and Ice, and she was so amazing partner. She was so amazing co-host with me. I don't think I have this confidence to run this third channel, right? And you're right, like come to third channel way more easy and faster and smoother. Like it's so smooth. Like, can you believe that I set up this channel only one day? In one day. And it just take me 1 week to hit 1,000 subscriber and without video posting. So it's what Douglas teaches
Good.
us is true. Like it's the second, third time you do, the more you do it, the more easier it is and the
Mm,
faster it is. And it's so
mm.
fast that I was like, oh my god, even tomorrow I can even open for every single friend of I have one channel. you know, but it's just they don't want to start it. And I realize, oh my god, the harder is the started.
Yeah, it's not just
That's
started.
hard.
Maybe it's just not for them also. Not because not
Yes.
everybody is interested to reach out in that format.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I
Then
didn't know.
let's talk about started. Then what one thing you wish you had known when you start your
Oh,
career?
you mean my not my side job, right? Not my day job, right?
Yes, yes. I mean, this is not her career, but I
I
think
know
it's
what you
your
mean.
passion and you're good at it. So I book it at your career because you have a daily job, right? I call this is career for you. Same as me.
Mm,
I have a daily job that make income. But for me, this is my career. I love teaching. I love training people. You know, I love help people. So for me, this is have so much fun and making money.
I agree.
Right. Yeah. So what you wish you had known before you start this?
Uh, this one a bit hard. Uh, oh, I can feel the emotions coming up. I think have more faith in myself.
Hmm.
Mm. Have more
Have
faith. Have the same amount of faith in myself that my friends and my family.
yes.
Yeah. The people around me who have seen it has in me. It's like even now, right? When you say such things like, I'm your idol, and then you think I'm wonderful, and I'm a great co-host, and I help you so much. I have never I I even after so many years of training, right, where we go for self-development, when we talk about believing in ourselves,
Yeah.
I can still feel my brain brushing it off. You get what I mean? I can
Yeah.
still feel my
I
brain
get
going like,
it.
"Aya, no lah, no lah. She just say only cause she nice ma."
Mm.
You know?
Yeah, but you
And
know I'm not nice. I'm not nice.
yes,
She live
and
with me by now. She know what I say, what I mean it. I'm not going to go walk around like I don't have time
and
for that.
yeah, and I
Yes.
think that is what I would tell myself because just have just even if you're unable to have faith in yourself, right? Just at least have faith in the people who loves you. If they
Yes.
say you can do it, even if you don't believe you can do it, then do it lor. Because even
Mm.
if you don't trust yourself, you can trust those people that loves you.
Yes.
So
Mm.
just just get started lah, really. And it's very interesting. You know, okay, so this is a bit of a sidetrack. You know the filter I was talking about where people say how how great a co-host I am and all that. I'm like,
Yes.
I know lah, you know, they're just being nice and all that. Actually, when I was hosting the show that you came for, the one that you first saw me,
Mm.
there was a lady called May. She actually flew in from I think Cambodia just to catch the show, you know. And I didn't know that she flew in from Cambodia, and part of her reason for flying from Cambodia to Singapore is to catch my show
Yes.
live.
Wow.
And I was like, and I realized that when she first told me, right, my filter was so strong that I was like, oh, thank you. Then it didn't register at all. I said thank you and it cut it off and it just flew to the side. And then after that,
Mm.
I went on to do the show. And then after that, at the end of the show, although maybe because I was very occupied with the show, so because I was thinking about what to ask the guests and like,
Mm.
you know, and stuff like that. And it's a live show, as in with live audience. I mean, you've been there before, right? So I think it's also a different feel. Um, and then at the end of the show, she came and I mean I've seen her before because she was from some other courses that we have attended before also. She said, "Oh, you know, she flew in there from." Then my other friend said, "Hey, she flew in from Cambodia just to see you." Then I was like, then it struck me. Then I was like, "Huh, what?" Then she said, "Yeah, I told you earlier just now. You said thank you." I'm like, "Shit, it didn't even register." You know, and that's how
Yeah.
strong the filter is. Like
Yes.
10,000 people can be telling you that you're great, and your self filter is so strong that you just don't
Yeah.
hear it. It just phew,
Yeah.
like the shower water like down the
Yeah.
drain. And I
Yeah.
realized that that was my very first taste of how strong my filter was. And it's
Mm.
very, very amazing because even after so much work on myself, the filter is still there. And now I can hear you when you say that you really like the way I do things and the way I host and
Yes.
things like that. And but it doesn't come into the heart. I can hear now the filter is lessened, like I'm
Mm,
conscious of it, so I tune it down a bit.
mm,
So it comes to my head here, but it doesn't go down to the heart. You get what I'm trying to say?
mm.
I don't know whether I'm making sense here.
I get what you mean, because
Yeah.
even me, right? When every time I go out, like one of my business mentors, I mean, you haven't meet the rest of mentor, you already know. He keep telling me that the same, like because when you share that I have goosebumps, because I have similar situation like you, that when people tell me like, what are you talking? Do you know that you from a village girl, have no food, and fight for your life, and come all the way to Singapore, and you can feed your child right now in the middle of COVID, and stay in the most safe country in the world, and run 3 YouTube channel, and make your own money outside, and you say that you are nothing and you small, so. And I would never think that is a compliment. You get what I mean? I like, yeah, that's what humans
It's
should
just
do,
life,
right? I
what?
have to
It's just
survive,
life.
right?
Yeah, it's
But
just
then,
life.
yeah, and he would tell me like, no, it's not. You have to look at the process of. And I think because even no matter, like now I'm turning 30, like I tell you, I still think I'm as a 15 years old girl that love from village and no parent and nobody care. And I always never believe that. Like, even you always tell me that your English is fine, don't worry, I will support you. I was still never really confident in my English up to now, up to even run this show. Even already do this to show my team the courage of, yes, I can do it, you guys can do it, but even do it, I'm still half. Like you're doing something and people
You're
say
just
you do well, but
unsure. Yeah,
you
you're like,
don't trust
really?
yourself that you do well. Like,
Really? Really? I'm doing well, really? Is
yes.
it like, yeah.
And I don't lie, up to now, every show I done, I still have meeting for my team and ask for feedback. Every video, I still ask for feedback.
Feedback
Even
is a
my live
breakfast
stream
of
in my
champions.
YouTube channel, which is I'm speaking Vietnamese, I still ask feedback. Like I do for 83 live stream now, which means I like what? I'm going to 100 live stream. I still not confident. So when you share me that, I feel like, oh, so now I know why Dennis always like procrastination, right? Procrastination. Yeah, like, but uh as a friend and as a co-host, and as we have like so many live stream together, and you know me by now that I'm not saying bullshit thing to people, that I really, really deeply believe that you will be success in this way above what you think. Like even I already can see. Like sometimes I see myself. I see my friend future, but I don't know they will take that action to be there or not. You get what I mean? You get what I mean? Like you have a vision of your friend so talented that, oh my god, she will be like this and this and this, and then when your friend don't make a decision, certain decision to get there, you feel a little bit sad and like heartbroken a little bit inside, because you
Now what
feel like,
happened
oh
to your
my god, it's so
potential?
wasted.
Yeah,
Yeah,
your
I'm
potential is so
honest. I
wasted.
really tell you that because my other friend, I do the same thing, and I was like, oh my god, it's so wasted. She should don't make that decision, but that's her life. But if she make that decision, oh my god, her life will be like this. So,
Or can you please let me know when such decisions come up?
oh yes, now I definitely, I think, I don't know, I should say this, but I feel like now I earn the right to to kick her ass if I feel I want to, because I'm like, I think I need
Yeah,
to
if,
tell
if
her,
you feel like it's a crossroad decision and you feel like I should do something, then you let me
Yeah,
know
yeah,
and why.
yes, I
Mm.
definitely, because I don't think that I will quiet and just let my friend make certain decision, that because like you just say, sometimes we need to trust our friend and our loved one around us, because they see certain things that we don't see. Our blind
Yes.
spot,
Yes, that's
our
true.
blind spot. So what
Yes.
is the bigger failure on the way that you had learned when you go to this journey as a host and the speaker, MC?
The biggest failure or setback, I think it translates to, like I said, I think I should put myself out there more.
Yes.
But at the same, I know it here. But at the same time, because deep inside, I still have the, you sure or not? You can You sure you can You just Denise Wong only, then it stops me sometimes from, so it's like a forward, then a bit like backward, and forward, backward, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I think that is my biggest, I wouldn't say failure of SE yet lah, but my biggest challenge
Mm.
so far, and it's still ongoing. Because sometimes it's just easier to get swept up in life, right? It's just easier to be distracted by the everyday things in life, and
Yeah.
then, oh, another day passed, never mind, I do tomorrow, right? Another day has passed. Oh, never mind, I will do it tomorrow, and then
Mm.
tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow, and then it never gets done. So, yeah, I think that is my biggest challenge. I feel that, even okay, to be honest, last Sunday was my very first paid hosting opportunity, and I was charging way below market price, and I realized that, but it's a big step for me forward, because I learned to ask to be paid for my efforts, and I felt like, oh my
Yes.
god, people need to pay me for this Oh my god, sure or
Of
not
course. You should
Yeah,
take more pay. What are you talking? I will
I
even book.
know.
Like, if you need a salesperson, please call me. I will be Dennis assistant, and I don't mind. I don't mind to
No,
make money for my friend. I would love to.
precisely, I think this is the reason why some people, they hire negotiators and salespeople for themselves, because they
Yes,
themselves, they think that their value is $100, but actually as a salesperson, you be like, oh no, this person definitely worth $1,000.
definitely.
Yeah, so maybe that's why. But anyway, it was a big step up for me to
Mm.
ask to be paid to host, and I felt very happy. But then again, okay, I was telling you that I host all the shows at the company I work for,
Mm.
and I'm not paid extra for that.
Yeah.
But I am grateful at the same time, because this company was the very first one who gave me a taste of big event hosting. So
Mm.
the gala dinners that my company used to run before COVID, we have about 200-300 guests
Wow,
for
that's
the
just
event.
amazing.
Yeah, and I will host the entire night. I have hosted it 3 times already. 4 times. I've hosted it 4 times already. Two other speakers, two with two other
Mm.
hosts, and two alone. And yeah, and I realized that, it has given me practice, and it's free practice. And the
Yes.
company cannot complain also, because they're not paying me for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
But
I was like, oh,
I
okay.
don't think you will have complaint. I don't have complaint if I'm hiring you for the host job.
No, but my company didn't know ma. The only reason why they started ask me was because they felt I could speak well, have a certain presence, and
Mm.
I was their employee. They don't hire outside MCs for this, because they want to save costs.
Yes.
Yeah, so
The-
touch wood, one day when I leave, then I don't know who they're going to ask to host. Because I look at the company now, I don't think there's anybody that's suitable in Singapore.
I think it's the world is turning to the like virtual kind of
Yeah,
host, and
correct.
that is a big opportunity for the person like you, that you don't need to
Mm-mm.
be go
There.
out to be a host right now, and that is amazing, right?
But it's fun
And
also, actually, to go out.
it's very fun. You will like, can I say something? You know, like people say, you when you in the moment, spiritually, you are really like the like the mood there. Like, I don't know how to use the word to explain. It's like artists when they do something, you know, like in that moment, you see them just so amazing, right? So it's the
Oh,
same
when
thing every
they're
time I see
oh,
you when
okay.
you host. It's like,
When they're at the peak lah, like they're in
yeah,
their
you
they're in their
just
zone.
inside that, like, just that's just you, like
Oh, I
just
get what you
so
mean.
alive, you know, like,
Like in the
you know,
zone,
my
they're in the
English in this
zone.
part, I don't understand how to
It's called
explain
they're
to
in
you.
the zone.
Ah, yeah. So it's
Yeah,
like you know, so
that's
when
the term.
people sing the song or when they play piano or something, like they just there, like present, right? So it's the same for you every time you're hosting or something. I'm like, oh my god, she really born to do this. It's like amazing how you can just so align with what you do, because you can see people, they there but they're not there. For example, sometimes they do at host or MC, they're not present there. They just do at the
It's
job.
just a
Yeah,
job lah. It's just a job.
yeah, they speak very well. They say very clearly, but also you can see that they just do it because of money. They not do that because they enjoying it. And as the audience and as a guest or as the like whoever watching, we know that we in that situation before, right? We can
You can feel it lah,
accents is it,
basically.
yeah.
Mm.
But this is not only practice. I don't think this is only practice. You have to be really aligned with what you're doing. I think it's way more than practice for me personally. I think, yeah.
I think
So
I
what is
enjoy
keep
actually.
you going on for this? Like, I think when we do what we love, yes, it is. But let's be real. Someday we're exhausted, right? It doesn't feel like
It's
we want to do it,
true.
but so what keep you going?
Because I really enjoy it. Okay, it's like, for example, you're right. Sometimes I'm exhausted. Sometimes I go for spice and nice. I'm very tired also because after work, right, after my day job. But the moment the thing starts, right, then I feel like,
Yes.
oh, got new energy. You know?
Camera on, right? Camera
Yeah,
on, the
talk
mic
so
on,
much,
the
talk so much.
light on.
Yeah, correct, correct. But then when I'm putting on makeup, I'm like, oh, I'm tired. Still have to travel all the buzzers, travel so far away.
Yeah.
Right? Because our houses are quite far by Singapore
Yeah.
standards. But anyway, the moment I'm there, I'm like, oh, okay, let's go, let's go. And then, but I realized that it's really just passion, no, really. Because
Mm.
I do it it comes, how should I put it? It's something that comes so easily to me that I don't see the value in it.
Mm.
It's like because it's there all the time, I take it for granted. You get what I mean?
Yes.
And then I'm like, people, like for some people who are good in math or whatever, they are like, oh, it's so easy, what? For me, it's like, oh, it's so easy. Why would people pay me for this? I mean, like,
Mm.
they can also do it, what? It's not difficult. And then I realized, oh, it's actually very difficult for most people outside.
Yes, of course.
And then, so what keeps me going is basically the passion. But I realize that it does tire me out a lot. It's like Sunday's event, right? Because it's not a corporate style event. It's a very like, okay, let's go. You know, like there's a lot of energy and all that. And I realized that it was a 3 hour thing, by the way.
Yeah.
And I realized that at the end of the 3 hours, I was exhausted.
Yes.
I was just exhausted because
Definitely.
I like put in a lot of energy into it. But when I was doing it, I didn't realize. It's only
Yeah.
after that I'm like,
We there, we there. We're not, yeah. I
yeah,
admit.
and then it's only after that I'm like, I'm tired, yeah. I'm tired. Then
Yeah.
one guy said, what you want for dinner? I said, later, later. Don't talk to me, don't talk to me. Because
It,
it's
it,
like the
it,
spirit come out into the camera.
it is true, and yeah, I can understand, like, as a moment say roll, and then we were different, like we were like so much energy, because you know that we add value to people, and as a moment that is just turn on the power. But that is interesting that you just share, because I think you didn't realize that the most fear in the world are actually public speaking. So what you say just now, like easy, what, who pay? No, it's not easy. Even for me,
Yeah.
when I start, it's just because I want to help people. I never want to be public and be famous. And you know that I'm a very private person, a very quiet. I'm like your husband version, but in the male version, right?
Female
Boring.
version.
Yeah, it's like female version. Sorry,
You
your
since when you
husband,
become
but
male, I didn't
female
know.
version. When I doing it, it's so uncomfortable. Like I don't know how I even look in the camera and talk correctly. And
Oh.
I don't know why, like people like you, it's just so nature to do
It's
it,
natural.
right? Yeah, no, whatever you think is easy is actually a tough one for all the people, to be honest. Really,
And I know
really.
it and I know it here, but it's reconciling with my belief. You
Like
get
your
what I
ego
mean, right?
telling you, so you no need to do that.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like a I have to reconcile it here. I have to let it sink down inside my soul.
Mm,
Yeah, you know what I mean, lah, huh? Sometimes certain things you know, but you have a certain belief system that's stopping it from
mm,
altering your belief system. So that's what's going on for me. And yes, I love doing it, and it comes naturally for me. And I love. Okay, I'm the opposite of you. You're doing it because you have a higher calling. I'm doing it because I
yes.
love attention. That's it. Because
I wish I can be
attention.
like that, right? So
You
we
need
wish something that
attention.
we don't have. I don't have that. I don't need attention. I don't.
I
I
love
hate attention
attention.
some more. I
I
hate
don't know.
attention some more.
Oh really? I love attention. So it's like
I
everybody look at
hate
me. Oh my god!
attention.
Everybody's looking at me. Lovely.
Yeah. I just
Then when
want to
I'm
be
on
alone,
stage,
like I wish
along with
have
your
something
blanket,
that can help people
good
and be
food.
alone. How can help people
Uh,
and be alone? I was looking
can
for
ah.
something like that.
Can you hire me as your host lor? Then I help you
Yeah,
to put
see,
your thoughts
like,
out. But only in English.
yeah,
I cannot do
true.
Vietnamese yet.
Yeah, I think maybe I do 1 2 more year, and then I will, everything pass to
Retire,
Denise. I'm done.
retire. You
Yeah,
become like a
retire.
sleeping partner.
Yes, and
But then
I
it
have to
doesn't have the
transfer to
essence.
someone can speak Vietnamese as well.
But then you don't
So
have
I
the
transfer my
essence.
huh?
But you don't have the essence anymore already.
Oh yeah, true.
But anyway,
Oh, that's a
yeah.
tough one.
But it's plus minus. The plus point is personal branding. So people will follow you where you go.
Yeah,
The minus point is also people will follow you where you go. So if you're not there, then they no follow. You get what I mean? Right.
it's true. People
So it's a
follow you
plus.
and like you because you have something that they're looking for and look up
Mm,
to. That's just the overtime I see as well. So
yes, correct.
if like maybe share a little bit of the experience that you've been have for your career. So what advice you will give to someone that want to start pursue the career like you? They want to learn to be a host, MC, or public speaker, or be a confident person in front of more people.
Confident. Okay, let us deal with the confident person part. There's only one way to do it, and I think Ni is doing it already. You have to just do it, lor.
Yeah.
You have to do it until you become confident. It's not a
Yeah.
choice.
It's
You
like
just do
do
it until you become
until you
numb.
kill off your shy and your like oh
Until
my
you become numb to it. I think that's the word for it, right? Yeah,
numb
numb to
numb
it.
yes yes numb.
Yeah, this one again, okay lah, can lah. It's like you scared of roller coaster, right? You sit on
Mm.
it 250 times, 300 times. After that, you're not scared anymore for sure. Yeah. So that is for the confident part. Then for the hosting part, be very clear about your intention or why do you want to host. Like for me, it's very simple. I really enjoy it, and it's my ikigai zone, I guess, in the sense that I am doing something I like. I really do I love attention. I love connecting with people. I love learning about other people. I really do like learning. I like to learn about how individuals think, how they behave, why do they think this way, and I really really enjoy that. Being a talk show host really helped because even for hosting, there are many different kinds. Are you a corporate host? Are you a
Yep.
news presenter?
Mm.
Are you a podcaster? Are you a YouTuber? There are many different genres, right? So you need to find what makes you tick. Yeah, what do you like about it lah? And then it will give you the strength to continue going on. So my advice for people, if you want to start hosting, find out precisely which genre you want to do. If you don't know, then just try first. Just try first. Just try first. Got
Scott take
opportunity,
action.
just
Jump first and then
do.
think of the plan
Yeah.
later.
And it's like the company I'm working for, when they first asked me to host, it's not paid, but just do it first because it's an experience, ma. Then after experience, you realize that, oh, okay, this one I'm okay. It's only after I tried the different styles of hosting that I realized that I like to be a talk show host of my own channel
Mm.
because then I have control about the content that I put out.
Yes.
And that is when my essence can come through and people can see it.
Yep.
I can be a host. I can be an MC for any event, whether it's funny or corporate. I can do both, but it's just a job.
Yep.
Yeah, but then I still enjoy it because, like I said, I like the attention and I like connecting to people. So that's good. All good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I still prefer being host of my own channel with my own content.
Yeah.
So
I think the tip that you just share and give advice to people is really helpful because I was back then I would don't have any support to doing what I doing and I will even silent do it in silent. Like I don't feel confident and if you ask me I wish the same thing. Like if someone tell me just do it, just do it. And I maybe it start way earlier that I supposed to be. And yes, it's the fear that oh people may judge, people may laugh. People judge you anyway. If you don't do anything, they still judge you. So who care, right?
anyway, they are going to judge you.
Yeah, they still judge you even you do or you don't do something. They will
Y-
they will have a ton of
yes.
story in their head and we can't please everybody. That's what I learned over like become a social media like on YouTube and I like come on with like 1,000 people will talk to you every day. Do you really read 1,000 comments? This is what I learned, yeah. At the moment the channel hit like you have 5,000 comment per day, you stop look at notification, to be honest. Because
Of
it's
course.
so much to read and I'm like, oh now I know
And you
why
have other
popular
things to do,
person
what?
survive.
You have other
Like
things to do.
how they can survive, yeah, they don't read. It's so much to read. How
I
can you
don't know.
read like a billion people comment? So yes, the tip is very useful, and like you say, confident is just do it and practice. Yeah, but now I'm look back, I'm like, wow, why I have so much courage when I started. I think
It's
I
just,
remember that's the day that I still remember is my birthday,
was it
and
somebody
I
who
tell
pushed you or
myself,
something that pushed you?
yeah, I would say like enough, it's my birthday. I turning to be all the years of my life. I'm going to do it today, and I edit the video and I post on 19 on May 2019. So that's my first video on YouTube, and I can't believe I even share the shameless story. But that's how it started. Like, and when I post, you know what I'm telling to myself? The first 100 video, I'm not going to look at it. I'm not going to look at it. I don't want to see my face. I will just post it, and I'm really did it. I just post it, and I don't watch my video. And if you ask me, I don't watch back again also. So yes, what Denise say is true. Just do it, and nobody really care. Even you don't really care about yourself that much as you think.
It's true,
So
and it's very interesting because I had this conversation with a chef who set up his own Japanese fusion place lah.
mm,
And then we were having a conversation because his is not true Japanese food. His is a
mm,
Japanese fusion. So you say, I don't want. I said, why don't you try doing this dish? Then he was like, he said he's been thinking about it, but he not sure about putting on the menu. Then he
mm,
say later people say, because I'm not authentic Japanese place, then I put this food here. People complain say it's not authentic Japanese. We had this same conversation, and I told him the same thing. I said that whatever you do, people are going to talk about you anyway. So might as
yeah.
well people talk about you when you're doing something you like. You get what I mean? If you do something you don't, even if you do something you yourself don't like, people will still talk about you.
Yes.
You might as well do something you like, right? What's the
Yes.
point? And I remember when I first set up the Denise Wong page, and I felt like I was like, oh my god, I must set up a page. You, who is this? Who am I? And then after I set it up, and then I started to invite people to like my page, and it's very, even that small action of inviting people to like my page felt so ridiculous for me. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my
Uncountable,
god,
right?
like how can I invite people like my page? What is wrong with me? And then
Yes.
I would choose those people that I'm close to, right, to like my page. Okay, I think this one okay lah. Then I choose. Then after that, by maybe the third or fifth month, I think I'm just like, I just invite everybody. I don't care.
Mm.
I just click
Wow.
invite all.
You just say something that is like a knife poke to me because I'm a similar like you. And like, okay, let's say this in the public because I don't even care anymore that when I post something, I'm very rare to post something in my Facebook, right? And at the
Uh,
moment I post, I just want to really see how
you always
many
share
is really
things.
real friend and support what I'm doing. And surprisingly, that people don't happy with your success. You know, all the
Mm-mm.
friend in the Facebook that we call friend, we
No,
call
they're just Facebook friends, babe.
exactly, yeah, and that's what I'm have faced right now. That as the moment I turn to be popular, the relationship is changed. And I don't say that in a negative way. I
It's
understand
just
people
a
have envy, people have
observation.
jealousy, people have
Mm.
stuff that, oh, they have their own story either. They were like, oh, now she be popular, she would be different,
They
and
have
so
their own
on.
belief system about it also.
Yeah,
Mm.
and also it's the same. Like, my family don't even know I'm popular. My blood related family. My good friend also no longer good friends. Some of good friends in Vietnam also no longer good friends just because I'm popular. And then, of course, I have zero friend now. And I feel like I come to the new chapter that even you turn to the next page of your life is like a new page of all the list of new friends, right? A friend who are, and that's what I feel right now. Like, I'm the person like Taurus. I'm very loyalty. For me to remove someone and add someone in is a very torturing for me. But now I manage that, and I learned that on myself that if someone that not support us in our career, if someone that not support us in the way of we doing, and yes, they were jealous, they will have problem, they were not happy with what we do anyway, but we still do anyway because it's the price that we have to pay for what we love to do. Because like you say, like just now you talk about you wish to know that have faith in yourself. Sometimes the fact that not only from you, it's from around you, that people say, who are you? You know, because for standard of beauty, standard of good English speaking, standard of how to be famous, everything is have calculation and measurement. But then it's not true now anymore. I don't see that is the problem. It's the problem that us, like, do we just jump, like you say, jump and doing it, right? And we don't even think about that much anymore. So
Yeah, I think after a while
if
you just stop
our
thinking.
yeah, if
Mm.
our audience want to reach out to you and want to know more, of course, learn some more tip from you, which platform that they can reach you out on
Oh
online?
dear. Oh, are we here yet?
Definitely our
Okay.
spy and nice, yeah.
Like, share, subscribe.
Like, share, subscribe. Like,
Like,
share.
share, subscribe.
I am spy.
And I am nice. Because I'm laughing. So yes, you can reach me at Spice and no, not reach me there. Like you can watch me and like stalkers on Spice and Nice. You can leave comments down below as well. But to reach me, you can reach me at I have a Facebook page and an Instagram. It's called the Denise Wong. That's TheDenisewong. Please find the link in the
The
description
description
below.
below. We will book everything under the description
Yeah,
below.
so Facebook and Instagram, just DM me if you are a bit more old school and you really, really want to reach out via email. You can also email to thedenisewong@gmail.com.
Mm. And if you reach her through my channel to book her for a show, please give me commission.
Oh, I will
Yeah,
give
because
end commission for sure. Maybe like $1. So poor thing.
don't forget to give me commission. Like if you contact her through her, like, oh, I know you from Ms.Nhi Podcast, so do I need to pay her commission? Yes, you are. You have to pay her.
I will let Anne handle the negotiating. I think 1 hour I can get $1,000.
Yeah, I would love to. I would love to. One last question for today. So,
Yes.
if you give one advice for your future self 5 years from now, what advice you would give?
Future self, ah. I think future self. Oh, this is interesting because as I was thinking about future self, something came up and it was like, and it. Okay, the advice I would give is to remember who you are, to stay grounded, and your intention. And that is when I realized that I have this fear that if I become successful, I will forget who I am. You get what
Mm,
I mean? Like you
yes,
forget your intention, you get
that's
blinded
a very
by
deep one.
fame. And I didn't
Yes.
even notice that I have this fear until I answered that question. Like, oh, advice to remember who I am, to stay
Yes.
grounded and the original why, the original intention
Mm.
of me doing this. And that unearthed and yeah, and through that I discovered that I had this fear. Oh my god, I just discovered like 3 seconds ago. What the hell?
Oh, that's a good one. But that's a
Yeah,
very deep
I didn't
message for
know.
yourself. Oh my god.
Oh my god,
You know
Ms.
what?
Nhi, Ms.
I
Nhi,
will
you have
keep
helped me,
this
Ms. Nhi.
I will keep this, and 5 years later, exactly on today, 5 years later, I will send to Dennis' birthday 5 years from now and say, do you remember before your birthday 5 years ago? You say this
This was what
sentence.
happened to you on my podcast.
Yes. Do you remember that? And I will show her, I will
No,
show
that's
her
very.
definitely.
Oh my god, it's so weird. The universe is so weird because just a few last Sunday when I was hosting the event, right? One of the speakers was asking about who everybody has fear of failure. No, most
Mm.
everybody have lah, and people are very. Uh, we are all very open about talking about fear of failure, but how about fear of success?
Mm.
Yeah, and she's like, so what? So she shared that her fear when she became successful was that she would lose her freedom, that she would go on the streets and people would be like, hi, hi, and she would lose her anonymity because she's a very private person also. And
Yes.
then I was thinking, fear of success I have, man, don't have lah. Which one is it? How come I don't know my fear of success? Is it have or don't have? Then you just asked a question that immediately it came to me. I was like, the universe is so interesting. Ask
Yes.
and you shall receive the answer whether you want it or
Or
not.
no, not. Yes. Oh my god. It's
You know
true.
what I mean?
Yeah, I've been that sphere as well before. So that's what I realized. And I
Also, that, Yeah.
I think it's like
so,
it's
so the
very
question asked me, and then that, and it helped me discover my fear. My God, and oh my God.
now you face your fear, and don't worry, I will always pull you back to be grounded. You have a
It's very.
lot of
I know because I do
support.
have very authentic friends around me because of the kind
Yes.
of person I am, and then now I think about that fear. Somehow I feel very very sure, 100% that I will not change.
No, I don't think so. Even
Yeah,
me.
and also no more fear
Can
already lah. What the hell?
This is a very obvious question I can ask Denise because she know me before I popular. Yeah. Do you see I'm changed after I become popular?
Oh no. But I think you became happier.
Huh?
I think you became happier.
Yeah.
Happier. I think
Yes.
because you are doing something that you're truly passionate about and believe
Enjoy.
in.
Yes.
So you are happier.
Yeah.
But
It's
that's not
like
really change in character lah. It's
yeah.
just
It's really like
it's a good change. It's
like
a good
like
change.
like our mentor says the ikigai zone. Like I just feel like oh my god, I
This
win
is what you're supposed to do.
what I'm supposed to do. Oh
You're
my
in
god, I'm ready
it.
to do this for the rest of my life. It's
Oh
amazing,
my God. Until like 80 years old and wrinkled.
Yes. Yeah. So but
Then
yes, I
before
think
before your podcast, you have to put the teeth in, the fake teeth. Before you, oh hang on, and then you put
but
the
the
teeth
fear
inside.
but the fear of success is true though, because we never success, how do we know?
Oh my God.
Right? So when we didn't success, we don't think like we will success because I think if I success, I will like, am I really become on this cocky person on social media that I see and like treat people like hell and then lose a friend. So yes, I did lose friend though, lose a lot of friend. But I
No
didn't
lah,
see
that
that
one is not. It's not because you change your character.
I
Because you are
didn't
in a
turn to be
different
a
space
cocky
now.
person or arrogant
Mm.
at all. I'm still
Mm.
me. I'm still lame and fun and naughty.
Ah.
Oh. This is
Okay.
only Inspire Nice. Yeah. You guys can
Oh,
see this
sorry.
moment more Inspire Nice. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe Inspire Nice as well to help us
And
have
Ms.Nhi's
more.
podcast. Did I follow
Yes.
you? I think I follow your podcast really.
Yes. Thanks, Dennis, for today for an amazing sharing and tip for a lot of younger person that looking for be the next host or public speaker, and also make use of your talented of
Flip
like
my hair.
like her. You can talk very well. You can handle situation in camera and public very well. Don't waste your talent. If your parents tell you, if your friend tell you that you're good at it, go for it. Do it.
Just get
You never
started.
do, you
Really.
never know if you're really born to be that. And I see you guys in the next episode of Ms.Nhi Podcast. Thank you, Denise, and bye, everyone.
Remember to like and share and subscribe the podcast.